Hello, dear students! Today, you will listen to the story about the bike thief. Let us begin. This is a story about 4 friends who love to ride the bicycle. I had started a mountain bike club with my school friends Hugo and Karim's little brother, Nader. But when the new school year started, I got a nasty surprise. I was not in the same class as my friends. I was really disappointed about being separated from them. I chose a desk in my new classroom, and a new girl came to sit down next to me. "Hi, my name's Astrid," she said, smiling. Then she pointed at the bike club badge on my pencil case and said, "What's that? It looks cool." I said, "Hi, I'm Carolyn, and this is my ACES Club badge. It's a bike club I'm in my friends with. We are all good mountain bikers, and we train in secret in a quarry." Astrid looked interested and asked, "Can I join? I'm quite good at riding a bike." I thought it would be nice to have my new friend as an extra member of the ACES Club. So at break, I went to find Karim and Hugo to introduce them to Astrid. I wanted them to agree to let her join our club. Astrid said, "I live in Clifftop, where there is a super skate park for practicing." When she said that, the boys' faces went pale. They quickly took me to one side. Hugo mumbled, "Carolyn, have you gone crazy? We can't be friends with her. She's from the Clifftop." I didn't understand. I had not lived in town for very long, and I didn't know what the problem was with Clifftop. Hugo explained, "Our neighborhood is called Cranebrook. We don't mix with kids from Clifftop. They're like the total opposite of us," said Karim. "Exactly. That's why there is no way we can be friends," said Hugo. I had thought that the boys would test Astrid's bike riding skills before letting her join the club. I never imagined there would be a problem about where she lived. I felt very embarrassed as I walked back over to Astrid. I explained that we could not have her in the club as she didn't live in our neighborhood. Astrid shrugged her shoulders. She just said, "Too bad. Anyway, I'm not allowed to go to the quarry because the road is too dangerous." I felt sad for the rest of the day. The quarry is closed. On Saturday afternoon, I was supposed to meet Hugo, Karim, and Nader to the quarry. I had drawn the ACES Club logo on some stickers and had proudly stuck one to the frame of my bike. I could not wait to give the boys theirs. But when I arrived at the quarry, I saw immediately that something had changed. There used to be a fence with a hole in it where we could get through a bicycle down in the quarry. It had been replaced by solid posts. I could see digger trucks moving rocks in the quarry below. Some workers in yellow helmets were pointing at the rusty old silo. It had been dangerously wobbly for ages, and our parents had asked for it to be removed. The mayor had listened to them, but it meant we could not use the quarry for training and biking anymore. I watched sadly as the diggers knocked over the silo. Then Karim, Nader, and Hugo arrived. Nader said, "Oh no! We can't go down and play anymore." I said, "No, we will have to find a new place. In the meantime, I brought you a surprise." I took the stickers I had made out of my pocket and waved them around. "Look! I made one for each of us. You can stick it to your bike like me." Karim and Nader took their stickers, but Hugo made a face. He said, I don't want to put any stickers on my bike in case it damages the paint on the frame. What a moaner he was, I said. We have all stuck ours on. You are the only one who hasn't. If you can't do it, then our club is not complete. So Hugo took the sticker reluctantly and stuck it under his saddle. Then he said in a sulky voice, and what are we going to do now? Why don't we have anywhere to train anymore? I know, I said. Why don't we go and check out the skate park at Clifftop? We are not allowed to go there, said Nader. The road is dangerous. But aces were not scared of danger. So I suggested that we go through the woods. I could see that the boys were still not very keen on the idea. I tried to persuade them by teasing them. So I asked, I don't get it. Are you scared or what? The question worked every time. Anyone who was scared could not be an ace. So the four of us set off towards the woods. Expedition. We had never been to Clifftop by bike, but we knew that the road went in a big loop. So to save time, we decided to go straight through the woods. The path started off wide and clear, but soon it became narrow. It was full of pebbles and twisted roots which made it dangerous. We had to be careful not to fall off. Soon we were riding in anxious silence along the edge of the cliff. I was beginning to wonder about my idea when a groan from Nader broke the silence. There are too many roots here. I want to go back. Hugo was riding in front of Nader. He turned his head and said, There's nowhere to turn around. We can't be far away now. Ah! His head turned and he had not seen the root across the path. Hugo, look out! I cried as he toppled down the slope. He fell off and his bike tumbled down in front of him. Luckily, Hugo managed to grab onto some bushes to stop himself sliding any further. His bike rolled on down the slope. My heart beat fast as Karim and I helped Hugo back up to the path. Did you hurt yourself? I asked him. No, he said, just a few scratches. But my bike? We leaned over the side of the cliff. Hugo's bike was lying several meters below in a patch of brambles and nettles. We had to get it back. We climbed down and tried to lift it, pull it, and push it. But all we managed to do was get badly scratched. Our bodies were painful and we became so afraid. I was aching all over and stinging from the nettles. We need gloves, said Hugo, scratching his hands. And ropes for the bikes, added Karim. Who's up for it? Asked Nader. This was a real Aces Club mission. But by the way we got everything we needed, it would be dark. So, we decided to come back the next day. Finding the thief. When I arrived the next day, Hugo, Karim, and Nader were already there. They had brought gloves and wore thick clothes to protect them from the brambles. Karim had a pair of gardening shears. We rode down the path, and Hugo followed us on foot. It took a while to find the root that had caused the accident and flattened plants where Hugo and bike had fallen. We rode down the path, and Hugo followed us on foot. It took a while to find the root that had caused the accident and flattened plants where Hugo and the bike had fallen. But there was no sign of the bike. Maybe we were not in the wrong place. We searched a bit further on the end. We turned back. We could not believe it. Hugo's bike had gone. Someone must have stolen it. It's the kids from Clifftop, roared Hugo. They live closest. I told you, Caroline. They are trouble. Could the bike really have been stolen? Well, if it was, the kids from Clifftop, we had to go and find them. set off, and soon we're out of the trees and among the first houses. We had not realized that we were so close. Hugo whispered, "Be careful. If they stole my bike, they may be dangerous, and we don't want them to find out we are from Cranebrook." We felt a bit nervous as we cycled further into the neighborhood. As Hugo walked along, he looked over every fence for his bike. The road led to a big square, and in the middle was the skate park that Astrid had told us about. We stared at all the ramps, rails, curbs, and bowls with our mouths open. Wow! We could practice plenty of tricks here. Without waiting for us, Nader hurried into the skate park. Just then, Hugo shouted, "Hey! That's my bike over there!" At the end of the street, we spotted someone pedaling on a mountain bike the same color as Hugo's. It was a child with a green helmet. He turned and went out of sight. Karim shouted, "Come on, let's catch him!" We rode off top speed, chasing after the thief. Hugo climbed on behind Karim, but he was so heavy for Karim's bike, and I soon got ahead of them. I went around a corner in the street and saw the thief in the distance. I yelled, "Hey, wait!" The cyclist looked back, and instead of stopping, he stood up on his pedals and cycled off at top speed. I gritted my teeth and set off again. I was not going to let him get away from me. The big chase. Hugo and Karim on one bike were too slow, and neither had stayed at the skate park to play. So I was the only one who could go after the thief. He had a big advantage because he knew the neighborhood. I didn't, as it was the first time I had been there. The thief was about 100 meters in front of me. I pedaled as fast as I could. But he knew lots of tricks, like keeping to the right on a bend to gain a second and jumping the pavement. He also knew lots of shortcuts down alleys. I tried my hardest, but he was leaving me behind. As I turned a corner round the fence, I saw him facing towards the skate park. He glanced back and then rode towards a high ramp. I stared with my mouth open. The bike flew up the ramp. "Look out, Nader!" It was Karim who shouted. He and Hugo were standing to the side of the ramp, so they had a better view than me. Nader was right on the spot where the bike would land. The thief also saw Nader. He stopped at the top of the ramp, jumped off the bike, and flung it down. It hit the back tire of Nader's bike as it landed, but luckily no damage was done. We hurried over to Nader and the cyclist. Our friend was okay. The thief could no longer escape us. He stood up. When he took off his helmet, I gasped in surprise. I recognized that face. The thief was a girl. It was Astrid. Before she had time to say anything, Karim shouted, "Ha! I told you about these cliff-top kids." I rolled my eyes and said, "Astrid, why did you steal the bike?" Hugo tried to grab the bike away from Astrid, but my friend held onto it. "I didn't steal it. I found it abandoned in the woods just behind my house." Hugo said, "It's my bike. I fell off into the brambles yesterday and had to leave it. Then today, when we came to get it, it had gone." But Astrid didn't believe him. She looked as if she was about to cry. "Liar! You never come over here because you hate Clifftop. And no one just leaves their bike lying around." I spoke up, "Okay, I have an idea to find out who's telling the truth. We just need to look under the saddle. Hugo's bike has an Aces Club sticker." The sticker was there. Astrid let go of the bike and tears rolled down her cheeks. I felt sad and a bit stupid. Astrid was certainly not a thief, and I had upset her even though she was only my friend in class. This stupid thing had gone on length. I looked angrily around at everyone. Right, that's enough. Stop arguing over nothing. Astrid didn't know. So why did she run away when she saw us? Asked Hugo, who was still angry. You shouted at me and I got scared, said Astrid. I thought you were going to pick on me. I tried to calm everybody down. You were so fast, I almost lost you. You also nearly hit Nader, said Hugo, sounding a bit less angry. Just then, Nader's little voice said, No! She just made sure she didn't hit me. I saw it. It's true, said Karim. It was actually quite a cool landing. Astrid shrugged her shoulders. I practice here all the time, but I guess you think the skate park is not nearly as good as your quarry in Cranebrook. So we explained to her that we could not go to Quarry anymore. That's why we decided to come to the skate park, which turned out to be cool, and at least it would not be closed down. Then I asked, Do you think we could come back another day to train with you? Astrid smiled cheekily. But you would have to hang out with clifftop kids, I answered, laughing. Sure, I would be happy to. Hooray for the clifftop kids! Everyone laughed, even Hugo. A group of children had gathered when they heard us arguing. I knew some of them from school, and Astrid introduced the others to us. At first, they were not too happy because we were not from the area. But Karim asked them to show off their skills, and that put an end to the arguing. Phew! The war between neighborhoods was over. Astrid was glad to be my friend again and agreed to show me her tricks. We would have to talk to our parents about training at the skate park. There was a good chance that they would say yes, though, especially if we cleared the path through the woods a bit. I look at the last sticker out of my pocket and look at the boys. They nodded. Astrid proudly stuck the sticker on her helmet. Welcome to the Aces Club, Astrid. The end.